since I was 15. I'm now 32. I've been doing this for 17 years and I'm fucking sick to the back teeth of having to do this all of the time. I've shut down 9 coal mines, 2 fracking sites and 2 LNG sites with my bare hands. And we're gonna fucking shut this shit down. We're gonna shut down Rosebank. We are going to stop it every step of the way. And the thing that I want to say about this is I haven't had climate grief and anxiety for a while because I've just kind of, I guess my relationship to it is I just focus on the positives and I focus on the movements that work, and I've been very proud to be part of movements that work and have achieved real change. But the last couple of days I've been feeling really sad about this. And the thing that makes me incredibly sad is just how locked into this infrastructure we will be if it goes ahead. But the thing that I've been trying to take heart from, and I always try and look for the positives here because it's so important. We don't have, like, if you say to the people of the global south and you say to the next generations to just give up and just roll over, they don't have the privilege of that. They don't have the privilege of that, and so we have to hold on to the things that keep us going. And the things that I've been really taken heart from with the Rosebank campaign has been that when I joined the climate movement and joined it in earnest in my teenage years, people just didn't know about the new fossil fuel infrastructure projects that were going ahead. It wasn't in the public consciousness. And with the fracking movement, we controversialized fracking. Before, fracking was just a little thing that no one had ever heard of. It was consigned to the environmental section of The Guardian if you were lucky. But it was the movement that controversialized it, drew attention to it, made it a problem in society, made people dislike it, and made sure that it was economically viable by stopping the operations with direct action every fucking step of the way. And that is what we will do with Rosebank. We have tried everything in our arsenal to stop it thus far. And it is a victory that people have even heard of it, as far as I'm concerned, to where the climate movement was 10 years ago. It was headline news all day on Wednesday. Caroline Lucas was doing so many interviews. There were MPs coming out. They were declaring that they were against Rosebank, and it was in the public consciousness. There were interviews and interviews and interviews that spokespeople were doing. People were pissed off and we are angry. Yeah. And that is why they've been delaying this decision for over a year now. We were ready to go as soon as the announcement was made on Wednesday. We had our emergency action plan and we went into emergency action stations because they have been dragging their feet because they know that the people will be really pissed off when it goes ahead, and they have been wanting to get it through for the last year, but we have made sure that it was going to be a big decision that they wanted to slip through under the net. But we controversialized it. Through the campaigning that has happened so far, we made it headline news on Wednesday. We made sure that people were hearing about it. And it's through us, it's through us. And this is a project that hasn't even got underway yet. And the fracking, even the anti-fracking movement didn't manage to get it in this public consciousness at that point before fracking started. When fracking started, that's when it really shit hit the fan. And so when this project really starts to get its gears in motion, we are going to be the ones shutting down Equinor's offices in London and in Aberdeen. We are going to, the Norwegians are with us. There have been actions in Norway. The Norwegian climate activists are really pissed off as well. And we are going to shut the economic operations of this down every step of the way. And the very idea that this will bring us energy security, the fucking cheek of it, the absolute cheek of it, because they know they're riding off people's fears. They know that people can't afford to heat their homes, and people are worrying about heating their homes this winter and having to make the choice between heating their homes and eating food. They know people are really scared about how much gas and electricity prices have gone up the last couple of years. And it's a crisis, it's a cost of living crisis. But it's not a crisis for the capitalist ruling class. No, it works very well for them indeed, that our gas and electricity bills have gone through the roof. It's not a crisis for the capitalist ruling class. It's exactly how the system is made to work.
Yes.
It is to take as much money off us as possible and enrich their own pockets and make their power as big as it possibly can be. And so the very cheek that this is going to bring us energy security is an absolute farce. It's an absolute farce because the way capitalism works is when the gas and oil go online, it will just go into the international market. There is no mechanism for stopping the oil that comes out of Rosebank to being ring-fenced just for UK consumption. If the UK were indeed to ring-fence the oil and gas that comes out of Rosebank and make sure that it only comes from the UK, they would be subject to the disciplines of international capital and the mechanisms of the IMF saying that you're not being competitive and you have to be competitive, and that gas and oil needs to go on the international market. So the very idea that this is going to bring down our gas and electricity bills is an absolute piss take and makes me incredibly angry that the oil industry has the cheek to tell the people that are scared of their gas and electricity bills going up even further that this will bring us energy security and bring our bills down. It will not bring our bills down. That oil and gas has to go onto the international market by the mechanisms of international capital and capital here in the UK. And so what we need for real energy security is we need wind, we need solar, and we need homegrown renewable energy, and that will truly be the thing that stops us from being energy insecure and really shove it to Putin. And we have to resist this. We've got to resist this because this really is an issue that could have the potential to stop oil and gas production in the North Sea for good. And I know it feels like we're losing, but we must see that this is through people power and this is through campaigning that people have even heard of this oil field in the first place. I don't know about you, but a couple of years ago I wouldn't have been able to tell you which oil fields exist in the North Sea, and it's through campaigning such as this. And we even have the International Energy Agency. The International Energy Agency, an organisation that was set up to make sure the oil and gas interests were being the oil and gas interests were being protected for the Western nations in Europe. The International Energy Agency is saying we've got to keep the oil in the ground, we've got to keep the coal in the ground, we've got to keep the gas in the ground if we are going to reach our targets and have a livable future. Now, I feel like it's very difficult with regards to the climate struggle. It's an uphill battle and it can be incredibly disheartening. But we have to fight. We have to fight for future generations. We have to fight for the people of the global south. They don't get the option to just say, I'm not going to pay attention today. I'm not going to do anything about this. We just have to resign ourselves to this. So I just want to say thank you. And I hope to see as many of you as possible coming with me and shutting down fossil fuel infrastructure in the future. So thank you very, very much. Oh gosh, really sorry, I'm sorry. So, everyone, if you've got a leaflet, I'd like you to get your leaflet out right now. If you don't have a leaflet, please get a leaflet right now. Thank you, leafleteers. I know they're a bit soggy now.
Hey Ray, how are you doing?
And then get your phone out, and I want you to scan that QR code that's at the bottom of that leaflet. And this is to ensure that you do it right now, because I don't know about you, it can be a bit of pain when you go home. I know that less of you are going to do it when you get home, okay? So I want you to scan that QR code now with your QR code reader, which I hope you already have on your phone. Sorry for those of you that don't. And I want you to scan that QR code on the leaflet, and I want you to sign up to that pledge there. And so, with the Stop Rosebank campaign, we have two amazing online events coming up soon. Next week, we have a how to stop an oil field event on Wednesday online on Zoom. And then the following Thursday, we have an event that is a welcome call for people that want to get involved in the Rosebank campaign. And there's amazing people all across the UK and in Norway involved in the Rosebank campaign. So please make either that event, the how to stop an oil field event on, oh no, sorry, I've got it wrong. On a Wednesday, it's oil and gas licensing, apologies. So it's a webinar which is all about learning about oil and gas licensing. And then on the following day, it's the welcome call. And then here in Sheffield on the 2nd of November, we're going to have a how to stop an oil field event. So Union Street at 6:30 on the 2nd of November, and we'll provide lots of food for you so that you don't have to choose between going to a meeting or an event and cooking dinner and making sure you get dinner at a reasonable time at home. So there'll be dinner at 6:30 at Union Street on the 2nd of November, and that event is already online. So if you go to the Climbers for Climate, which is the great organisation that's organised this demo for you today. Woo! Big up to Climbers for Climate. They've already put that event on. So if there's one thing that in your head, 2nd of November, 6:30 Union Street, how to stop an oil field event. Okay, and we're going to have some amazing discussion and talk about how we stopped the Cambo project last year. Big up! Yes! And how we're going to stop the Rosebank project this year.
Yes!
Okay? So please come on the 2nd of November to Union Street, and please, whilst you've got the opportunity now with the QR code, please make the pledge and sign up to the Stop Rosebank campaign. So thank you ever so much. Thank you.